Yeah, very good afternoon, everybody. It's the big fella, Big Jim, in the London Taxi International TX2 on a 2003 plate with 280,000 plus miles on the clock, which basically means that this taxi has actually gone the distance to the moon, unlike the Apollo astronauts. That's something completely different, and we won't even go there. Right, what am I going to say today? Well, I'm on my first day, official day of holiday today. Do you remember I said in some of my previous blogs that I've got, I work on school services and I've got 6 weeks off? Well, today is day one. What have I done today? Nothing. Reason being, it's been such a heavyweight at work. There's been so much going on that I literally woke up this morning as if it was normal to go to work, and opened my eyes and and then suddenly remembered, and literally a big smile came up on my face, and I went back to bed. And I didn't bother to come back out until about 9:30, which is slobbish for me, believe me, because I am an early to bed, early to rise sort of guy. So yeah, a little bit slobbish for me. Anyway, welcome aboard the adventures with the big fella, Big Jim. The trials and tribulations, not so many tribulations really, of my old cab. I will get a chance. Some people are asking any chance that they can actually see the cab. I wouldn't want you to see the cab at the moment because it's been out for the last couple of days and it's very patchy, being black. And all you people that own black cars, especially these bloody black cabs, they really do get dirty very quick, and you're always playing catch up. So I haven't had a chance to go out and give her a bit of a clean. She will need that, and she's going to be done it on the holidays. I still haven't done the clay barring, and I still haven't done this wax that everybody is talking about on the forums, and it's, you know, it's called Harley wax, and actually I might be able to. There we go. This is the juice, and I'm not even using it yet. There we go. That's a nice big tin that should last a good few polishes of this Harley wax. Now that wasn't far short of 30 quid. That's a lot of dough, isn't it? £30. You know, I used to do a paper round and it used to pay me £1.25 a week. So there's about 25 weeks of lugging my paper round as a child of 13 for one tin of that. I've got no idea myself because I've never used it. It says it's suitable for aircraft, boats, classic cars, all sorts of cars. It's got a high grade of Carabiner wax in it. Carabiner wax contains no cleansers, powders or abrasives. Outshines the competition since 1956. Comes from Long Beach, California. The original pure #1 yellow Carabiner wax. So I'm going to give that a go. When I've got all my little cloths, my little micro cloths, which to me they're the greatest invention that ever hit the earth. I tell you, I thought that chamois leathers were brilliant, but when a chamois leather starts to break down, it starts to leave bits and pieces on. Micro cloths, you wash them a couple of times, you throw them in the bin. Even the good quality ones, they don't set you back an arm and a leg. They're great at taking the water off as well. They are really, really good, the micro cloths. So I'm going to be using that very, very shortly, gang. Also, I always use the Meguiar's. Is it Meguiar's wash? Another one I always use all the time for all the black plastic sections as well. Although it does say that Carabiner wax from the Harley wax can be used on all your plastic as well without using a bloom. I'm going to do a little bit of a test area, because what I do use, and it really works for me on my black, is that stuff there. always use that. The Maguire's, that's it, Meguiar's. I'm losing it. Maguire's Ultimate Black. There she be, there. Now that is quite expensive again, but it really does bring up. I've also got, excuse me for disappearing off scene, I've got my clay bar here as well. That's going to be used. That's a weird colour actually, and I've not even opened it yet. I've never clay barred in my life, but hey, we've got YouTube now, which tells us everything. It's almost Kermit the Frog green. Well, it is. And I've already learned how to use that. Comes with a little gold seal there. That with some detailing spray. Oh, Jesus. Somewhere around. Oh, here we go. This is Pure Definition Quick and Slick Gloss Detailer. That's there. That's basically what you put on before you put the clay bar on. Adds to a lubricant and allows you to take, and also you can use it on your windscreens and also on your headlamps as well. And what I do like about this, I'll tell you what, I could quite easily, it's got the smell of old-fashioned Bazooka Joe bubblegum. Now I'm showing my age, gang. That's got a lot. I could get hooked on that, but I've not used that yet, so that's the next thing. And I've been itching, gang, to have a go, but A, I've been too busy at work, and B, the main reason why I haven't used it, I can't get near it. The weather at the moment is just, as you know, from the UK, we're now looking at the 25th, 26th of July. You know, temperatures are rising, and they reckon it's going to be even hotter in the next couple of days. So we are really baking over here. And my bonnet at the moment, you could literally fry an egg on it. So I won't be using that until we get the sort of temperature goes down. That's basically. I'll tell you what. I'm going to now get moving. You'll hear a start up. Isn't that lovely? Isn't that really lovely? From park to reverse, neutral, into drive, handbrake off. Excuse me. Take it forward, foot covering the brake, and off we go. I mean, you ain't going to get no easier than that, are you? She really is a lovely smooth. There we go. Now we've got a busy road we're coming out of here. I've just popped up to Whiteways to have a Diet Coke, and I'm just going to get myself out of here now. Wow, I've actually made it. Right, coming round off of Whiteways into the roundabout, and I'm now on my way down to Arundel. Don't want that truck to get in my way, so I'm now on my way to Arundel, gang. You should be able to still hear me. Not really said much about the old cab at the moment, have I? Hang on a minute, let's just switch the overdrive out because we've got some hills coming up. Cab's running absolutely fine, gang. I have had another thought. As you probably know from some of my other blogs and other people that are talking, you don't buy these for fuel economy. This one's the 2.2 Toronto engine in there, which is the transit engine. It's turbocharged up, but these cabs are such heavy beasts that don't expect 50s and 60 miles to the gallon out of one of these. I have found there's a daily commute just a little bit on the expensive side. My journey into work every day is about 9 miles each way. That's 18 miles return trip, and this is doing bang on what the Parker's Guide states, 34 miles to the gallon. So you know, it's not the cheapest of vehicles to sort of keep on the road. If you take that in with the cost of the insurance, which I really, as in a previous video, went around and around the houses looking for a company that would insure. Very few of them around. Eventually found a broker, and that was 500 fully com. Well, that's the most I've ever paid in my life for insurance, and that's like with 30 odd years, no claims bonus, all classes PCV, all classes HGV, and also a minibus and PSV driving assessor as well, and that was 500 for me, with no accidents, no claims. So you sort of put that on there at 500. Then you got the 300 quid, which is your road tax on one of these for the year. It's not cheap motoring, but it's fun motoring. Now, I've been thinking to myself, do I want to continue as I am, just using this as a sort of my runaround? Because it's only me. I mean, I've got all my bits and pieces down here. Or do I want to go back to a car? Now, don't worry, gang. There's no way Poppy's going to leave my side. She's going to remain with me. I was thinking of getting myself a little runaround, something on the diesel front that's probably going to do about 60 miles to the gallon that I can use as a daily commute. Now, if I can do that, just got to switch that overdrive in now. There you go, she just dropped in, lovely. If I can do that as a daily commute, then this will basically be sitting round looking pretty and getting highly polished. So that's my idea. It's just an idea in my head. It's not solid. I haven't really thought heavily about it, but I think I might do that. Get another little car just to run around and just use this when I go out with the London Vintage Taxi Association, or go off somewhere or where I need a bit more room in the back, put my feet up and relax. So watch your space, gang, it can happen. What else have I been doing? Oh yeah, I'll tell you what else I've been doing. I was looking into the private registration plates for the cab. Remember, this is on a 2003, so I thought, well, I'll have a little look around. Now, you've got to be very careful with registration plates, because what they are, because this is on the 2003, I can't put anything on this that makes it look newer than what it actually is. So what I've got to do, which is absolutely ridiculous, I've got to use a 2000 and anything to, sorry, I'm just trying to get out of this roundabout, anything between 2000 and anything between up to 2003 on a plate I can use, but I can't use, my God, look at these, wow, something's happened around here. I can't use anything else. I think we might have had an accident around here, mate. We're all jammed up, but we don't care, do we? So that's on a 2000. Oh yeah, lovely, mate. Yeah, driving like a nutter. So that's on a 2003 plate. So what I'm thinking of doing, looking at buying a few plates. There's a company called Plates for Less, and I'm looking at buying a plate. Well, no, I'm not looking at buying. I've actually purchased a plate, and the plate I've purchased, I'm just going to move up here. It's going to be a bit difficult if I don't move up. Go on, go. No, all right. The plate I've purchased, I won't give you the full registration number, but it's got my initials, JC, at the beginning. It's got a number in the middle, a 2-digit number in the middle, and on the end, the little magic bit is Charlie Alpha Bravo cab. So it's JC, 2-digit number, CAB cab, and I think that's quite nice. And it wasn't that expensive, believe me. We weren't talking an absolute fortune for that. And I thought, well, that'll just go nicely in with a cab. So I've already got that on a retention certificate. That should be coming to me soon. They would have done it all for me for 25 quid. But I'd rather do it myself. I've done it before, and it's a pretty straightforward thing, putting a private plate on here. So yeah, that was, you know, what was it, 200 and I think about 240 quid, and that's DVL, everything paid for, VAT, retention certificate, everything else done, posted out to you, and I've got that for 10 years to actually hold in limbo before I put it on the cab. But it won't be that. I will actually put it on the cab during these holidays and stick it down on there. So if you're ever around in the Sussex area and you see an old TX2 driving around, there goes the bumps, the TX2 driving around, and the last 3 letters, Charlie Alpha Bravo cab, and there's a big bald-headed guy that always wears his shades, that'll be me. Give me a toot, will ya? I just thought it'll just be handy, it'll look nice as well, give it a bit of bling, give the old girl a bit of bling, give Poppy a bit of bling, give her, as I've said, she's like an old greyhound, she's run herself to death around London. Let's just give her a little bit of time in the UK, in the wilds of Sussex, to relax a little bit with a new registration plate on her. So that should be coming in the next few days, and then I'll get a set of plates made up, and then I'll stick them on here. After, obviously, I've told the insurance company, and I've posted it off, and the new V5 comes back to me. So that's my plans. Apart from that, everyone, life is absolutely sweet for me at the moment. Lovely time for me when I've been with West Sussex now for about 16 years, and I've always been on a contract that's only term time, and I really look forward to this summer break. I look forward to all the breaks, actually. I work hard, but this is like my little reward, if you like. Right, just going over a level crossing, so I'm going to shake you a bit. Sorry about that. And I really, so I do look forward to the holidays. The holidays to me. So, and this is not necessarily, some people go off and they spend fortunes going around the Caribbean or around the world or Mauritius or the Maldives, wherever you want to go. That's okay. But I'm quite happy just sort of relaxing, chilling, doing what I fancy I want to do. I suppose it's being selfish in a sense, being as now I'm my own boss. I just do my own thing in life, and that may be only just going out for a cab ride or having a pint of beer, never more than one, and then trundling back home again. So that's basically what I'm going to be doing, and I'll try and get a few vlogs up here. I'll tell you what, there is some traffic around. Something's happened at the moment. I'm just coming down to Ford Prison, which is a Category C prison, but it's blimey, I'm not on traffic this bad. We're jammed up here. Perhaps something's happened at the prison. They often have them escaping. And I will do a few more uploads and some bits and pieces for you all, gang. We're getting a few more people signing up, because every time someone signs up, I get a notification of who signed up, how many hours people have looked, at my, and it's it's getting quite healthy. I can't believe you want to listen to this big old fella droning on about cab life and his life. But I'm glad you do, and I'm glad you've come aboard. I'd like to have a few more comments as well, because the people that have commented, they didn't come on board, as you know. I'll get straight back to you. I wouldn't intentionally ignore you. Sometimes you make a comment and I'm meant to get notification, and for whatever reason YouTube doesn't notify me, and it's only when I go through all my posts that I realise someone said something. So if I take a while to get back sometimes, I will, but it's just that I haven't had the ding dong as a notification that someone has set a question up or something like that. I'll tell you what really would be interesting If anyone else is around the location, and remember, have taxi will travel, and I promise not to put my meter on, my Signex meter that's up here, that won't be on. If you wanted to meet up and just have a chat or something like that, I'm more than welcome to do that, especially during these holidays, and just exchange a few things on our cabs, like, you know. I'm in the middle of Sussex, as you know. I don't mind a sort of a drive out or something, or just sort of meet up or anything like that. Yeah, you know, I like the idea of you know, sort of open chatting and getting into sort of anything to do with cabs. I'm really interested in. As I said in a previous, again, I keep saying it, but I always said that I would get myself a cab, or, you know, when I was 21 onwards, and it's took me to my age now of 60. Don't tell anyone, 60. And I know I don't look it. It's all these decent face creams that I use that cost a fortune. Sorry about that. Jogged the screen. Yeah, 60 years of age. So I've got sort of another 6 years before I officially retire. Well, we'll have to see what happens there. At the moment, fingers crossed, touch wood, touch Formica or whatever the dashboard is on this. Looks like walnut, but I know it's not. I'm in relatively good health. No, not relatively, I mean I am in good health. Life is sweet, and the cab's in good health as well. So with all that going for me, I'm not going far wrong, am I? You know, I've always said that as you get older in life, you know, you've got to have a little bit of something that you like doing. And my little something that I like doing is just playing around with the cab and having a muck about. I'm going to be getting during this holiday as well. Well, she's not due an MOT until October, but I'm going back to work obviously in September, and it's about the middle of October, and it's me trying to get away to get this MOT. It's going to be a bit awkward, so I might bite the bullet and just take her for the mop a little bit earlier and just see how she gets through that and see how we go. I've got no fears. I know she'll be fine. She's had everything bloody done to her. No wonder I'm a poor man. And I'm once it gets through to that, so I'm gonna be doing that. She doesn't need an oil change. She's had that done. All the oils have all been done. All the fluids have all been changed, so she's absolutely fine. Giving no trouble whatsoever. I shouldn't say it, but she's just running smooth and sweet. Well, I think I'm just rambling on here in bits and pieces to you all, guys and gals. Once again, it's really nice seeing the people that have made comments and come on board. Excuse the light coming there. That's the old sun. It's so bright here. I do value and welcome everything you say, you know, and I will be open and honest on everything with regards to the cab and anything else you want to sort of come along with and chat. And if you are thinking of dipping into the world of cabs, look back over some of my previous uploads and it'll give you a small indication of the best way of moving forward. You really honestly don't want to just go on eBay, look at a cab, think, oh my god, that's really lovely, that cab, and then just know nothing about it and just buy it. In my previous blogs or videos that I've put up, there's a load on there of what to look for when buying one, looking at the MOT and the service history. Well, not so much the service history, but the MOTs, the previous MOTs, up on the DVLA website. It's all there, everything's there for you, and it is pretty straightforward. And if you're not sure, just take someone down with you that sort of knows and do a little bit of homework on it, and that way you won't get stitched up on something that's going to cost you a flipping arm and a leg. The parts, as I've said, are not expensive. In fact, they're bloody cheap. Most of the parts are relatively cheap. The odd one or two things can be quite expensive. Pulleys and things like that I've got. But when it comes to track rod ends, bushes, they're cheap. But you've got to factor in, as I've said, the labour charges from a garage. And the garage, remember, they possibly won't know anything about these. You're better off getting a garage that knows about these vehicles, because in the long run it'll work out cheaper. So there are garages around. Seems to be loads up north, and obviously loads in London. A little less so in different areas, and one of my areas is very void of any specialist garage, so I need to travel out as far as Chessington, which for me is about a 25-mile single journey, 50-mile round trip, for all the real big stuff that I'm just not capable of sort of doing. And they've done me really well, these guys in Chessington so far, and they know them. And because they know them so much, and most of the parts are on the shelf, your labour charges is less because they're doing it so fast. There's a turnaround time, you know. There's nothing that every squeak, every knock, every bang, they know exactly what they are. So that might be something to factor in as well when or if you're thinking of purchasing one of these. They're a great fun, they're a great laugh, and I wouldn't be without it. I really wouldn't. I just smile still every single day I'm in here. They are a great tool to play around with. Now, the only thing wrong with where I live, you can hear the seagulls, but what happens, we got people we call grockles, which are all the holiday makers that all come down here, and they're all looking for parking spaces because no one wants to park in the pay and display. So they're looking for the on-street parking, and they do it every time. It's just a nightmare, but we get there in the end. We get there absolutely in the end. They bring trade here, so one can't complain about it. Alright, ladies and gents, I'm just turning into my home QTH now, my home. That's what I love. Full lock. Round she goes. Nothing else could do this. And I get into my parking space in one. And that is a real hard corner, a hard right-hand corner. But she just gets around it in just one. See, another smile, another reason why to engine off, why to own one of these. Right, look, I'm not going to hold you to it. This is Big Jim, and there will be more blogs, and there may be a few more extra ones thrown in because I'm actually on holiday. So, from Big Jim in his London Taxi International, blah blah blah, 2003 plate with 280,000 plus miles on the clock. Thanks for joining us. Hit the subscribe button down below. Don't remember, we're going for our first 500 by Christmas, 1,000 that is, and probably by about March or June of next year, I want to see 1 million subscribers. Nice speaking to you, gang, and I'll catch up with the big fella with you again. Comments down below, good or bad, I'll always answer them. Ciao, till next time.